Waya Sha'ala, which means to Israel. Ibajim, which means to stand. Upani Akudam, which means face the east. We are going to get into the Lord's Prayer and all the other scripts, all the other prayers following along. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shukah, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'a, Rakizaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratasa, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathangana, Nakam, Call Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kawaknawa, Kasalaknawa, Kabawakinawa, Wala'a, Taba'ana, Wanasai one, Apor, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Cup, Amalakwa, Wa Allah, Wa Tapara, La Abalamu, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Amen. Hakat, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, Bakashah, Nathanahu, Hakat, Hakat, Lar Ba'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Manawa, Hakat, La Tahar, Hamakazarian, Hakat, Lahakim, Hamakim, Hakat, Arakawat, Hatama Allah, Lagarshim, Hashem Yahweh Shah, Tawalaman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Vashem Yahweh Shah, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha Allah, Wahabayat, Safari, Barak, Vashem Yahweh Shah, Tawada Aman. In the English, what we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless us in Israel and in the school. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Aharyam, Ma'ayan, Yaba'a, Azariah, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Waratasa, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Yalamam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazarka, Ayah, Yamyaka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayara, Walayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makara, Yashamar, Akmapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Taba'aka, Wabawaka, Mayatha, Wa'ai, I will learn. Psalms 121 in English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dami Alaka, Al-Dakarash, Wa Al-Dashakwa, Al-Kayahana, Al-Wabika, Yahamayawan, Ra'ash, Al-Amaka, Yarayamba, Sawadah, Wayata Yatazawa, Al-Tazapawanyaka, Amaru, Lakawat, Unakakidam, Magoya, Wala'aya Sakar, Shamya Sha'ala, Iwada, Kaya, Nawatazawa, Laba, Yakadwa, Alika, Baryak, Yakawatwa, Ahoy, Alawam, Yashamai Alayam, Mawa'aba, Wa Guardian, Kabal, Waimawan, Waimalat, Halashat, Anyashabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashawar, Nalawa, Iman, Hayawa, Sarwai, Labanya Lawa, Salah, Ashalaham, Kamadian, Kasayam, Sara'ah, Kayabin, Bodakol, Koyashwan, Nashamatwa, Bayanda Aura, Hayawa, Daman, La'adama, Sheathamba, Nada, Yamawa, Kaira, Wakazabat, Wakazor Mana, Karnasi Akamba, Ashar, Amara, Narasha, Nanawa, Af, Naawa, Alahayim, Alahaya, Sheathamba, Tagagala, Kakwach, Lapanya Rawaka, Ka'as, the Bavaria Ira, Wa Kalabat, the Lahats, Harian, Khan, Dardatma, the Sarika, Wapasa, Wapaka, Dalahum, Mala'a, Tanyahum, Kualawan, Wayapakwashla, Shanka, Yahweh, Yabashra, Waya Bahova, Ayai, Waya Kapara, Waya Abadwa, Waya Ta'ira, Kia Atha, Shaka, Yahweh, Labaka, Al Yawan, Al Kawarakasa. Psalms 83 in the English. I'll keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee are lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off of being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarians, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot, Salah, joins to them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, made the nobles like a rig, and like Zed, yea, all the princes as Sabbath, and as Amunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession of my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid of thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. All right. ISUPK power structures. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen. So it's like to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and the drug dealers, court system, prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Pazakambatazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the people that stand in the way, or try to stop us to broadcast your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the place hit the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you always, so be it. All right, Sar, which means to turn. All right. All right, Yeshavian, which means to be seated. Salah, y'all bear with me. All right, Salaki, once again, Yeshavian, which means to be seated. All right. All right. So first things first, I want to say Shalom, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Rakatah to the brothers, Shalom Yahweh Shamar, Alatah B'Shem Yahushua to the sister, all right? I am priest and officer 5000, Maccabia, out of the Twin Cities, Minnesota, UPK, under commanding General Yohana, of course, all right? Since 1969. So today, of course, as you know, it is Sabbath, All right. Sabbath service, which is usually every Saturday for us in the zone. And today, as we do, we are always going to teach on the Bible, because the Bible is biblical records. It's not a fairy tale book where you just read about stories about people. This is actually reality, real life. Okay. And how this Bible actually describes, it's really the blueprint to our lives as so-called African Americans, Latinos, and North American Indians, the same people that the earth hates, literally. All right, the people who are not desired and who are very much hated in this place. If you see right now what's going on with those people I just mentioned, they are being shown no love in this place right now. Okay. But however, we have a power, we have a God, and his name is Yahweh, the Most High, right? And he is our power for God's chosen people, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. And he has an army, which is us. And with his army, he is trying to, not trying to, but he has soldiers, right? And soldiers in the UPK, we are raising up our people. We are trying, or not trying, but we are doing our best to grab the lost souls of our people to bring them back to the Most High. Because of religion, because of devices such as addiction, whether it be drugs, alcoholism, women, and things of that sort. So y'all give me a moment here. So give me one moment. Salakia. If y'all can still hear, okay, Most High Christ, y'all can still hear me. Okay, Most High Christ. So yeah, so the point of that is understanding like the Most High has an army, he has a people, all right, and that is the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Indians, and we have to get back to our roots, get back to the basics, and back to the roots and the basics is going to be the law, statutes, and commandments in a nutshell. Okay, religion is not the thing that is going to save us from the oppression, save us from ICE, save us from all the devices coming our way. That's not going to help us in any situation at any point in time. Which, if you look at history, everything and everybody has been against us except for the Most High. That's only if we are not against him, right? The only way the Most High is going to be against his own people is if you are not listening, if you are going against what he has said to do, what he has commanded us to do. That's the only way the Most High is going to be against you, because he is a father, and the father has rules. And if you don't follow those rules in the household, you are going to be kicked out, and you are going to have to learn and grow outside of that house, which is not, it's not easy. It's not lovely, because you are going to have to, you are going to have to learn a new set of rules of survival outside of your father's house, which is the world, which is the oppressor's landfill. So if that's how you want to live your life, then you are going to learn what it means to, adopt someone else's culture and tradition. And it's going to be dangerous. It's the same thing that happened with Adam and Eve, the first two people that were in the truth. Not the first people in the world, but the first people that were in the truth. And they went against what the Most High rules were. And because of that, they learned another way, a way that the Most High never intended them to learn, which is the way of a people that were not his people. Okay? Hopefully I'm not being too vague, but we shall get into it, all right? Let me see here. Let me see. All right. So let's go right into the scriptures real fast. Let's not waste no time. Okay. Let me see. We are in Numbers chapter 1, verses 23, all the way to chapter 2, verse 17. All right, but we are going to read 7 precepts at a time. So that way we can read into the Hebrew and then translate it to the English. That's what speaking in tongues is. If you speak in a different tongue, which means a language, you want to make sure that whatever different language that you are speaking in that is not most recognized, you want to speak into the language where people do understand, based on the audience that you are speaking to. All right, so let's get into it. 23 to 29. There we go. All right, this is Numbers chapter 1, verse 23. Pequod Yahum, Lamata, Shemayawan, Dashai, Wa Kamashim, Wa Kamashim, Allah, Wa Shalash, Ma'awath, verse 24, Labunya, Gad, Thawalatham, yeah, Thawalatham, Salakia, La Mashapathim, La Bayath, Abatham, Ba Masapar, Shamawath, Maban, Asharian, Shana, what my Allah, Salakia, what my Allah, Ka'al, Yataza'ah, Tazaba'ah, verse 25, Pequod Yahum, Lama, Salakia, La Mata'ah. La Mata'ah, God, Kamashah, Wa'arabayim, Allah, Washashah, Ma'awath, Kamashashim, verse 26, Labunya, Yahawada, Salakia, Thawalatham, La Mashapathium, La Bayath, Abatham, Ba Masapar, Shemath, Maban, Asharian, Shana, Wamayala, Ka'al, Yataza'ah, Tazaba'ah, verse 27. Okay. Pequod Yahum, La Mata'ah, Yahawada, Arabai, Washabayim, Allah, Washashah, Ma'awath, verse 28, Labunya, Yashakar, Latham, Salakia, La Mashapatham, La Bayath, Abatham, Ba Masapar, Shamath, Maban, Asharian, Shana, Wamayala, Ka'al, Yatazah, Tazaba'ah, verse 29, last verse. Pequod Yahum, La Mata'ah, Yashakar, Arabai, Wakamashim, Allah, Arabai, Ma'awath. And that's it on that. Slap it up. All right. Let's go ahead and get this in English. But Salaki, y'all bear with me real quickly. All right. All right, let's get into it. This is Numbers chapter 1, verse 23. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Simeon, were 59,300. And of the children of Gad, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Gad, were 45,650. 26. And of the children of Judah by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. 27. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Judah, were 314,600. 28. And of the children of Issachar, by the generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. 29. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Issachar, were 54,400. So, in a nutshell, between verse 23 to 29, we are seeing how, from a continuation of last week, there were tribes of Israel being numbered, and we see what the numbers are. And each tribe is breaking down, all 12 tribes is just simply breaking down how many army of men there is for each tribe, because they are about to go to war. Now, mind you, the age, right? The age said 20 years old and upward. Now, mind you, in this generation, a lot of people look at the generation of today in 2025 as weak, docile, a generation that is, just a failure, because we have a generation of so-called YNs and YNs and drug addicts and drug dealers and criminals. Like, that's a generation that looks like, right now for 20-year-olds and up and up. Everyone is either in the streets, dead, or in prison. That's our army of men. And we are looked at as a laughing stock right now. We are nothing but a laughing calamity for our enemies. We are just a joke in their eyes, and a joke to even our own people, which I do understand to a certain extent. But however, understand that back then we were coming out of slavery, out of Egypt, before the book of Numbers. And at this time, man, like, the Most High was gathering the strong of us, gathering the brothers who were really about that life, the brothers who were not using devices to try to make themselves to be strong. Because once again, man, drug addiction is only going to make you weak every time. How can you focus? How can you be there for your brother if you are high? You can't. You have lost the battle before you even got to the battlefield. How can you truly be a part of a nation of people, call yourself, an army, if you are, man, you are in a chokehold over hordes out here, 304s. You are in a chokehold or being, enticed by every holiday that there is known to men. I find it very funny how with all the ICE deportations, the illegal deportations, by the way, that was happening amongst the Latinos, the Hispanics. Everyone had something to say against it, as far as Black and Hispanic and Native Indians, right? But then you celebrated Thanksgiving. What happened to the hatred? Because not only are the Latinos being affected, the North American Indians are being affected too. And African Americans were being affected, or so-called African Americans, or the, so-called black tribes, right? The Caribbean, the Haitians, the, Jamaicans, and so on and so forth. Like, everyone was being affected here and there. But yet we still didn't boycott holidays, Thanksgiving. Are you going to boycott Christmas? Because, I mean, if you do the real history of what both days are really about, which is not hard, which everyone knows in the back of their head, they know what these holidays are all about. They are about the destruction and within your oppression. So when you really do the research, excuse me, when you do the research of this, what you are going to find out is that this was these days were about you, but you were on the wrong side of history. These days are an insult, are a slap in the face. Why should you partake in it? Now, right now, our oppressor don't have to force us to do a goddamn thing. You know why? Because we are willing to do it. And that is the power of Esau's holidays. Like Thanksgiving and Christmas is very powerful to the point where although you are being killed in the streets, being unalived in the streets, right, unjustly by the police, although that you are, being mistreated by every race of people, although you are, being disrespected on live television by the governments, the Congress, the presidents, you still decide to join within their holidays. You still partake in whatever that they offer you. For example, I'll give you another one. The government shutdown was not too long ago. It was for like 41, 42 days. And afterwards, before and during, they were blaming Black people. And then right after it ended, the shutdown ended, they gave you $2,000, or they mentioned that you will get $2,000 in the next coming year, in the middle of next coming year, maybe June or July of 2026. And all of a sudden, we just forgot about what this president just put everybody through. Now everybody is stressed out, wondering how are they going to feed themselves and their families, and how are they going to survive? With this government shutdown affecting people's jobs and affecting people's source of food, the way that they feed themselves. You know what I mean? All right, so like, y'all give me one moment. All right. All right, so y'all get the point, right? So the point is, the Most High has an army of men, and these army of men are being counted from each tribe because they are going to go to war. One thing about the Most High, he is about justice. And justice is something that we are going to have soon. The Most High is going to make sure of it. The Most High is going to make sure that his people are going to have the justice that they deserve. So, like, give me one more second. This damn thing over here, man. But, good night. All right. All right. So yeah. All right. So let's get back to it real quick. Let's not be too long-winded. All right. Okay. Cool. Most High in Christ. All right. All right. So now let's get back to it. This is Numbers chapter 1, verse 30. Labunya, Zabalawan, Tawalatham, La Mashapatlam, Labayath, Abatham, Bamasapar, Shema, Maban, Asharian, Shana, Wamayala, Ka'al, Yatazah, Tazaba'ah, verse 31. Paquat Yaham, Lamata'a, Zabalawan, Shabaya, Shabaya, wa kamashim, Allah, wa arabai, ma'awath. Verse 32, labanya, yawasa, labanya, parian, tawalatam, la masha pakatham, labayath, abatham, Vamasapar, Shamath, Maban, Asharian, Shana, Wamayala, Ka'ar, Yatazah, Talaba'a. Verse 33, Paquat Yahum, Lamata'a, Aparium, Arabayim, Allah, Wakamash, Ma'awath. Verse 34, Labanya, Manashah, Tawalatham, La Mashapakatham, Labayath, Abatham, Vamasapar, Shemawath, Maban, Asharium, Shana, Wamayala, Ka'al, Yatazah, Tazaba'a. Verse 35, Paquad Yahum, Lamata'a, Mashana, Salakit. No, Manasha, Manasha, Shanium, Washalashim, Allah, Ma Salakit, Ma'athium. Verse 36, last verse. Labanya, Banyamyan, Tawalatham, La Masha Patham, Labayath, Abatham, Vamasapar, Shamath, Baban, Asharium, Shana, Waimala, Ka'al, Yataza'a, Tazaba'a. And that's it on that. Let's clap it up. All right, so let's get back to it real fast. All right, so this is Numbers chapter 1, verses 30. Of the children of Zebulun by the generations, after their fathers, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Verse 31, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Zebulun, were 57,400. 32, of the children of Joseph, namely of the children of Ephraim, by the generations after their families, by the house of the fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. And also, too, the names that are being mentioned are each tribe, each 12 tribe, by the way, all right? So, like, for example, let me just go back up just a little bit. Let me see. Give me one moment, real quickly. Let me see. Salakia, y'all give me one moment. Y'all bear with me real quick. All right. Okay, so there we go. All right, so earlier, right, it mentioned, so where we started in 23, it mentioned Simeon, which, the Simeonites are going to be the so-called Dominicans, all right? Dominicans, let's see, who else? Gad, which are the North American Indians, all right? Or Native Indians, Taino Indians. Judah is going to be the so-called African Americans, those that are black, okay? Let me see. Who else? We got Judah, we got Simeon, we got Gad. We also read the number of men of Issachar. Issachar are Mexicans, okay, the Mexican brothers and sisters who are being targeted by ICE at this moment. Zabalawan is, or Zebulon, Salakia, Zebulon or Zabalawan in the Hebrew. Zebulon are going to be the Guatemalans, all right, Guatemalans in Central America, okay, Central or South America. After Zebulon, you have Ephraim. Ephraim is going to be the so-called Puerto Ricans, all right. Puerto Ricans are, Hispanic brothers as well, just like the Dominicans, okay. And I think we stopped there so far. All right, so let's go back to verse 33. Those that were number of them, even of the tribe of Ephraim, were 40,500. So once again, it's running down the number of men that are in each tribe that are going to war, okay? And now this war is right after we got out of Egypt back in the book of Exodus, which we got into maybe like 2-3 months ago. All right, now, give me 1 second. 34. Of the children of Manasseh, which are the Cubans, by the generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. 35. Those that were number of them, even of the tribe of Manasseh, were 32,200. 36. Of the children of Benjamin, Benjamin are going to be the West Indians, the Jamaicans, the Trinidadians, all right, by the generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. So again, it's repeating itself again because it's going through each tribe of the number of manpower that they have from each tribe, all right. Now also too, I'm going to show you a instance where, or I'm just going to, for time's sake, I'm going to say it right now. You know what I mean? So like, let me see. Someone said, today is not the Sabbath day. I got smoke. No sweat. You go ahead and bring the smoke. It definitely is the Sabbath day. All right. You got Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. So we are definitely within the Sabbath day. All right. But however, no sweat. Let me see here. Benjamin. Oh yeah. So okay. So let's go back to that real quick. All right. All right. So now let's go back into the Hebrew just real quickly. So we are done with that part. Let's see, 37 to 43. All right. All right, going back to Numbers chapter 1, verse 37. And before I get to that, just real quickly, right? So again, this is running down the lineage, not the lineage, but this is running down the army that is within each tribe that's going to go to war. Okay. Now also too, one part that you are going to see is that the Levites, the Levites are not going to be numbered because the Levites are the Levitical priesthood at this time. They were the only priests at this time. But later, we are going to read, like later in the future books, we are going to read how each tribe of people can become a priest. All right. So the Levites are the only ones that are not going to be prepared for this war. But however, they are going to be the ones that are going to protect the tabernacle. The tabernacle is the dwelling place or the tent of the Most High. Okay. So they are going to protect that, and also too, they are going to be the ones to protect the people as well. They are going to orchestrate as far as those that are going to war, if that makes sense. Understand that a priest or a priesthood is a ranking system. Okay, so they are the authority in this situation. All right, so now let's go back into the Hebrew. This is Numbers chapter 1, verse 37. Pequot Yahum, La Mata, Benyamin, Kamashah, Wa Shalashim, Allah, Wa Arabai, Ma'awath, verse 38, Labanya, Dan, Tawalatham, La Mashapatham, La Labayath, Abatham, Bamasapar, Shamath, Maban, Asharian, Shana, Wamayala, Salakia, Ka'al, Yatazah, Tazaba'ah, verse 39, Pakwat Yaham, Lama, Salakia, Lamata, Dan, Shanyam, Washashanyam, Allah, Shabai, Ma'awath, verse 40, Labanya, Ashar, Tawalatham, La Mashapatham, Labayath, Abatham, Bamasapar, Shamath, Maban, Ashariam, Shana, Slakia, Wamayala, Ka'al, Yatazah, Tazaba'ah, Slakia, Tazaba'ah, verse 41, Pakwat Yaham, Lamata, Ashar, Akkad, Wa Arabayim, Allah, Wa Kamash, Ma'awath, verse 42, Banya, Napathal, Salakia, Napathalia, Tawalatham, La Mashapatat, Salakia, La Mashapatatham, Labayath, Abatham, Bamasapar, Shamath, Maban, Asharian, Shana, Wamayala, Ka'al, Yatazah, Tazaba'ah, verse 43. I believe this is the last verse. Let me see. Yeah, verse 43, last verse. Pakwat Yaham, Lamata, Napathalia, Shalash, Bakamashi, Alat, Arabai, Mawa'ath. And that's it on that part. Let's clap it up. All right. Let's get it. All right. So this is Numbers chapter 1, verse 37. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Benjamin, were 30 and 5,000 and 4,000. 400. And once again, Benjamin or Benjamin is going to be the West Indians. All right. And of the children of Dan by the generations after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Now, Dan today, the tribe of Dan would be considered a Latino Hispanic tribe because they actually joined into the families of the Manassites, which are the Cubans, right? And that was only because Dan did not have enough, like enough men to where they became a tribe of people. So eventually, they had got absorbed by another tribe. So because there wasn't a whole lot of men within the tribe of Dan, they had the rest of those men or women had to marry into to the tribe of Manasseh because there wasn't enough of Dan. So I believe there might have been more women than there were actual men. So they wasn't considered to be a full tribe later on. So they had to marry into another tribe. Otherwise, technically, there will be 13 tribes of Israel, but there's only 12. All right. And that can happen to where, a family of people can have, like, for example, the Johnson family, the Smith family. Now, of course, as they die off or there's not enough men to carry on that name, then they come join in with another family. All right. And that's something that we see throughout history all the time. When certain people marry into another family, that name of the Smiths turns into something else. The Johnsons or the Parkers or so on, whatever. There's so many prominent names out there that people have right now that down the line of history, their family has took over other families because they were not big enough to carry that name. All right, they didn't have bigger families; they had a smaller version of a family. So imagine 100 Smiths versus 20 Johnsons. The Smiths are going to take over the Johnsons because the Johnsons are smaller, the Smiths are bigger. All right, if that makes sense. So let's keep going. Verse 38. Oh, so like verse 39. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Dan, were 62,700. And of the children of Asher by the generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Now, Asher, of course, is going to be, off the top of my head, let me see. It's not Argentina, because I believe that's Naphtali. Let me see. Hey, Dan Wright says, absolutely. That's why sons are needed. You damn right, because sons carry, sons are the ones that go to war. Women are not supposed to go to war. Women are supposed to handle everything else, you know what I mean, to make sure that the men are prepared and ready for war. You know what I mean? Like women have so many uses and so many, women have a job too, just like a man has a job, right? And a woman's job was to, be the support of that man as he goes to war and comes back from the war. All right. So give me a second. It's not no price, y'all. It's a lot. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's cold. Lager. Huh? Yeah.
Let's get you.
What verse, Salakia? I am verse 40. Numbers 1 and 40. Yeah, Numbers 1 and 40. So Salakia, I was gonna say the man sits it over here, and the girl sits it over there. Yeah, y'all got it. Yeah, so it's Numbers 1 and 40.
40.
Yeah, 1 and 40. Yeah.
Was you in the middle of reading the scripture or breaking something down, brother?
Yeah. I was reading it and breaking it down at the same time, but we can actually go to 41.
Start at 41?
Yeah, come
on. Numbers 1 and 41. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Asher, were 40,1,500.
And we go all the way to verse 43.
Of the children of Naphtali, throughout their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Naphtali, were 53,400.
Right. Okay. So once again, so it's breaking down each tribe as far as who was able to go to war. Now, it did say 20 years old and upward. As you know, today, if we wanted to go to war from each tribe, it would be pretty much a very hard struggle, because we know right now, we have so-called YNs who are just, in the streets, kid boys, we getting high. We ain't ready for the war that's happening. We couldn't even fight the war to stop, celebrating Thanksgiving this year.
Right.
Seeing that, the Hispanic tribes were being deported illegally by ICE. The so-called, or not so-called, but our oppressor, who was Esau. And that's the problem. So if we can't fight the battle of the holidays, which is very strong, by the way, the demon of Thanksgiving and Christmas is absolutely strong. I do understand it. You get time off, you got your family, you got your friends and stuff like that, but we forget about the history of how, that's all a slap in the face to all of us. Like, if you are a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian who are celebrating these holidays, you are just a disgrace to your people. That's exactly what's happening. You are a disgrace, and you do not love your own. All right. We was just boycotting ICE just the other day. And now we all getting ready and prepared for Thanksgiving is absolutely insane in 2025, especially with all the clear knowledge to show why this day is not for us, but rather against us. All right. So now Naphtali and Asher, once again, is going to be Colombia to Uruguay and also to Argentina to Chile, which are going to be the Central South American, tribes. All right. So I want to go back into the Hebrew real quick. And let's get back. Let's go to verse 44, but I'm going to read it to the Hebrew this time. All right. How far? Are we going all the way to chapter 2, verse 17? So it's like my bad. Did you see that in the title by chance? No?
I haven't even had a chance.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. Okay. I had an issue last week where it wasn't popping up, but all right. All right. This is Numbers chapter 1, verse 44. Let me see. Okay. All right. Allah, Hapatyam, Ashar, Paquad, Mashah, Aharon, Wana, Sha'aya, Yasha'ala, Shanyam, Ashar, Ayash, Akkad, Labayath, Abayawa, Hayah. Verse 45. Wahayah, Wahayah, Ka'al, Pawawatya, Banya, Yasha'ala, Labayath, Abatham, Maban, Ashariam, Shana, Ma'ala, Ka'al, Yatazah, Tazaba'ah, Bayasha'ala, verse 46. Wahaya, Ka'al, Hapaquatim, Shasha, Mawa'at, Allah, Washa, Alapium, Wa Kamash, Mawa'at, Wa Kamashi, verse 47. Wahawalam, Lama'at, Abatham, La'a, Hatapaquatwa, Wakam, verse 48. Wayadabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, La'amar, verse 49. Ak, Mata, La'ya, La'a, Tapaquad, Wa'at, Rasham, La'a, Tasha'a, Batawat, Banya, Yasha'ala, verse 50, last verse. Wa'atha, Hapaquad, Ath, Halawayam, Al, Mashakam, Hawadath, Wa'al, Ka'al, Call Yawa, Wa'al, Ka'al, Ashar, Lawa, Hama, Ashawa, Ath, Hamashakam, Wa'ath, Ka'al, Call Yawa, Waham, Yasharathwa, Wasabayab, Lamashakan, Yakan Yawa, Salaki, Yakan Yawa, Sabbath, and that's it on that one. Let's wrap it up. Salaki, is it changing? it's going to be it's going to be 44 to 50.
Yeah, I got that. I got it running, but we're gonna see what it do. So
Yeah, kind of.
and then I'm gonna show you how to do it then later on.
Yeah, kind of. Cause I'm talking
I got a
about
couple things.
in the last hour, I've been switching it back and forth.
I
Ain't shit working for me. Man,
Let me see.
it's 44.
Numbers 1 and 44. These are those that were numbered, which Moses and Aaron numbered, and the princes of Israel, being 12 men. Each one was for the house of his fathers. So were all those that were numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war in Israel. Even all they that were numbered were 600,000 and 3,550. But the Levites, after the tribe of their fathers, were not numbered among them. For the Lord had spoken unto Moses, saying, Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacles of testimony, and over all vessels. Salakia.
You're right.
But thou shalt open the Levites over the. But thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle.
Right. So now once again, it's reiterating all the other tribes that represent Israel that were going to go to war. But the Levites at this time were not appointed to go to war, and the reason was because they had orders from Moses, who was also a Levite, by the way. Mashah in the Hebrew, he was appointed to have the Levites be over the tabernacle that was built in the previous chapters. All right, the tabernacle of testimony. If anybody knows what a tabernacle is, it is a dwelling place or a house, a place of that you set up tent, so to speak, an establishment, and that's what we are going to read about in the next chapter in a second. But so I don't want to be too long with it. So it's a lot, kid.
No sweat.
It's a lot. We
got it. Next time it won't be. I got it. Okay.
Because last winter it wasn't like this.
Well, we got it going. I mean, the thing is, we ain't in control of the boiler. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we got that. We got it all situated. I'll show you how it works.
God, no sweat. Okay, but now, of course, if you want to chime in anytime, you can.
No sweat, but I'm not trying to prolong the freestility, the flow.
No sweat. God,
what we 51?
Yeah. I'm gonna go back to the Hebrew. Just wrap it up. Because I'm going all the way down to verse 17. So
just go run it all the way in there.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Numbers chapter 1, verse 51. Wabasana. Hamashakan. Yaradwa. Athwa. Halayim. Was like a Wabakana. Hamashakan. Yakomwa, Athwa, Halayam, Wahazar, Hakarab, Yawamath, verse 52. Wakanwa, Wanya, Yasha'ala, Ayash, Al, Makanawa, Wayash, Al, Dagarwa, La Tazaba'atham, verse 53. Waha La Laha Waha Lawa Walayim, Yakanawa, Sabaya, Lamashakan, Haida, Wala'a, Yahaya, Quataza'a, Al, Idath, Banya, Yasha'ala, Washamarwa, Halawayam, Ath, Mashimarath, Mashakan, Ha'adawath, verse 54. Waya Ashwa, Banya, Yasha'ala, Kakol, Ashar, Tazawa'a, Yahweh, Ath, Mashah, Khan, Ashwa, verse Numbers chapter 2, verse 1. Waya Dabar, Yahweh, Al, Mashah, Wa'al, Aharon, La'amar, verse 2. Ayash, Al, Dagalwa, Bayathath, Labayath, Abatham, Yakanawa, Banya, Yasha'ala, Magad, Sabayah, Lahon, Moai, Yakanawa, verse 3. Waha Kananu, Quadamah, Mazarat, Dagal, Makana, Yahawada, Latazaba'atham, Wanashiyash, Labanya, Yahawada, Nashamawan, Bun, Amayan Dab, and that's no, it's like verse 4, last verse. Watazaba'awa, Yapakwad Yahum, Arabai, Yashabayim, Allah, Washasha, Mawa'ath. And that's it on that. Stop it up. All right.
51, I believe.
Yeah, you got it. Yep, 51. All the way to verse 4, chapter 2, verse 4.
Got it. Numbers 1 and 51. And when the tabernacle set it forward, the Levites shall take it down. And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard, throughout their hosts. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacles of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel. And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacles of testimony. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so did they.
Right. So just real quick, right? So now the purpose of, okay, so we have men going to war, and then we have Levites who are round about the tabernacle. They are the ones that are the authority to oversee and watch over these men that are going to war. Like in the army, who's the highest person? It's a general, and then the commander is someone that's under. You know what I mean? You got the general who is watching.
Commander would be similar to
a general.
When you would have your commanding captains, your commanding officers, stuff like that. If
Right.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, kind of. So like there's a ranking system where like when you go to war, you gotta have somebody who oversees the war and who oversees everything that's happening. And everybody has a camp, meaning like a campsite, somewhere that you have to, get ready and go back to, and things of that sort. So that's what's happening. Like in the Bible, we actually went to war many times, and we are still going to war to this very day. All right, if you do not know, spiritually, of course, not physically at this moment. You can keep going if you like. 55. I'm sorry. Chapter 2, verse 1. No, sir.
I had just Numbers 2 and 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses unto Aaron, saying, every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard with the ensign of their father's house. Far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. And on the east side, toward the rising of the sun, shall they of the standard of the camp. I don't know why my phone keeps glitching. Of Judah pitched throughout their armies in the Sham.
So like, which verse?
I'm on 3.
No. Chapter 3?
No, I'm on 2. Numbers 2 and 3.
Oh, okay, I got you. Go ahead. It's like.
And on the east side, toward the rising of the sun, shall they of their standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout their armies. In Nashon, the son of Aminadab, Aminadab, Aminadab shall be captain of the children of Judah.
Yeah, and that's it on that part. So yeah, my bad. I've read a little bit more on 4, but it's all good.
No, keep going.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm gonna go back into the Hebrew. So yeah, that's pretty much like what I just said. Like they had encamped a spot as they were going to war. It's very self-explanatory. Let's keep it going. All right. All right. This is gonna be Numbers chapter 2, verse 5. Waha Kanayim Alyua Mata'a Yashakar Wana Shia Labanya Yashakar Nakano Nathano Nathano Bun Taza war. Verse 6. Wa Taza Ba'awa Wa Pakwat Yawa Arabai Wa Kamashi Allah Wa Arabai Ma'awa'ath Slakia Ma'awa'ath. Verse 7. Mata'a Zabalawan Wana Shia Labanya Zabalawan Al Ya'ab Bun Kalan. Verse 8. Wa Tazaba'awa Wa Pakwat Yawa Shabai Wa Kamashi Allah Wa Arabai Mawa'ath. Verse 9. Ka'ol Hapakwati Lama Kana Yahawada Ma'ath Allah Washamanium Allah Washashaf Alapium Wa Arabai Mawa'ath La Tazaba'atham Ra'ashana Wasa'aiwa. Verse 10, last verse, the goal. Makana Ra'awaban Tayamana La Tazaba'atham Wanashaya Labanya Rawaban Ayataza war Ban shot a war. And that's it on that one. Clap it up. The last set is going to be the last, if that makes sense.
We all the way to the
the next set is going to be 11 to 17.
We need 4. You want me to start back at 4?
Yeah.
All right, no sweat. Numbers 2 and 4. And his hosts, and those that were numbered of them were 314,600. And those that do pitch next unto him shall be the tribe of Issachar. Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, shall be captain of the children of Issachar, and his host, and those that were numbered thereof were 54,400. In the tribe of Zebulun, and Eli, the son of Helon, shall be captain of the children of Zebulun, And his host, those that were numbered thereof, were 57,400. All that were numbered in the camp of Judah were 100,000, and 80,000, and 6,400 throughout their armies. These shall first set forth, meaning that Judah was going to be first.
Right. Yeah.
On the south side shall be the standard of the camp of Reuben, according to their armies. And the captain of the children of Reuben shall be it's really Eleazar. But Elazar, the son of Shador, and his hosts.
No. Actually, no. If you want to, no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. No, it's fine. If you just want to stop at 10 real quick. Yeah, just real quick. So if you see that the numbers that are being mentioned right now between verses 4 and 10, it's reiterating the numbers from the last chapter. But it's telling you, however, what's different is as far as who is going to be with who's going to be joined with each other, and what side of the I guess you could say the playing field. You know what I mean? So we got one people that's going to be on the east, another on the south, and so on and so forth. All right. Let's finish with 11 and 17.
And his hosts,
yeah, you got it.
And those that were numbered thereof were 46,500. And those which pitched by him shall be the tribe of Simeon. And the captain of the children of Simeon shall be Shalomil, the son of Zerishadi. And his host, I want to say it's Zerishadi.
Yeah. That's
and his host, and those that were numbered of them were 59,300. Then the tribe of Gad, and captain of the sons of Gad shall be Elisaph, the son of Ruel, and his hosts, and those that were numbered of them were 45,650. All that were numbered in the camp of Reuben were 100,050, and 1,450 throughout their armies, and they shall set forth in the second rank. Then the tabernacles of the congregation shall set forward with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp, as they encamp. So shall they set forward every man in his place by their standard.
Right. Okay. Right. So once again, like with this ranking order, they are all being put in position of where they need to be. All right. And in this area to get ready for war. Now, I was going to say it's going to reiterate a little bit more of this all the way into chapter 3, right? But however, we are done. I'm just going to say that. Well, yeah. So with that being said, that's it on that part. If anybody has any more questions or concerns, understand that we are here, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, but also to December 14th is going to be the Feast of Dedication, also known as Hanukkah or Hanukkah. All right, so we do got about like another maybe like 3 weeks into the 14th of December, but otherwise get ready for it. Study it up. The Maccabees, I would say the first and second book of Maccabees is where you are going to get the history of this high holy day. All right, or otherwise the feast day. So with that being said, Salakia, 1 second. All right, so with that being said, I imagine, which means to stand.
Stand.
Yeah, this one, yeah. Actually, I have the others towards the end. Yes, let's try. Huh? Yeah, it's supposed to. Yeah, I have it over.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. All right. Once again, I imagine, which means to stand, everyone. We'll find the upper down, which means to rise and face the east. And we are in the Lord's Prayer. All right. This is in the Hebrew. And for time's sake, it's just going to be the Lord's Prayer. In the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Ayah. Shekah. Yahweh. Malachwaka. Naba'ah. Ratazaka. Ayah. Aisha. Baharatazah. Kawa. Ayah. Bashamayim. Thalanaw. Nakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalat. Nanawa. Kabawa. Nawa. Kasalak. Kabawa. Yanawa. Wala'ah. Taba'ayana.
Dawa'ayana.
Wanasaya one.
Wanasaya one.
Abal.
Abal.
Hawashainu.
Hawashaya.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rai.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Ka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wa'ala.
Wa'ala.
Wa'atapara.
Wa'atapara.
La awalamya.
La Iwalayam.
Aman.
Aman.
You got the
In the English, what we said was, Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom
Thy kingdom
come,
come.
thy will be done
Thy will be done.
in earth
In earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread.
and forgive us
Give us
our debts
our debts
as we forgive
as we forgive
our debtors.
our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation,
Lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from all evil.
from all evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom
and the power,
and the power
and the glory,
and the glory
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. Sorry, which means to turn. Right. I should like keep moving.
I got
you.
Same thing.
I'll throw it. All right, courtesy salute for the men. All right, men of Israel, I imagine like this. Ahmad Shabbat, I imagine Barak,
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
Yahmatah, which means hands to your side. Turn to the sister, or Sar. Sar just means turn in Hebrew. Men of Israel, I imagine. Ahmad Shabbat, I imagine Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Say Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah.
Yahmatah, class dismissed.